Hey guys, happy Monday night. Another fun post game. How you doing tonight, brother? Another.
You know what, Kev? I'm immune to this stuff.
That's
We've
that.
been
That's
watching
that.
this, yeah, like we've been watching this team for 30 years. We expected that. We expect even if the Jets were a good team, we expected that because that's what they do. That's what they do. If you're a fan of this team, Kevin, for 20 years or more, you've seen this story. You've
Mhm.
seen it doesn't matter what team it is on the opposite side of the
No,
ball. You've
no, it
seen
doesn't
this
matter.
story.
It doesn't matter. You make what could be one of the worst quarterbacks in the league look like Johnny Unitas,
Yeah,
Peyton
yeah.
Manning. Yeah.
And Kevin, explain to me, explain to me, why does every time our receivers catch a ball, it's through the tightest of windows, but other teams seem to get wide receivers and tight ends 8, 9, 10 yards open
Wide
before
open.
someone even tackles them or touches them. I don't get it. I don't get
Hey,
it.
I heard a great. I heard it. I saw a great quote or heard it or something. They said you know why the coach and everything. You know why they always say they had a great week of practice because they're
Why?
practicing again against each other.
Yeah. 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 Stupid
Offense
is
had a
as
great
stupid.
week
Yeah.
of practice because it
Yeah.
was practicing against this defense.
Yeah, bad is as bad does, right? Whatever
Yeah,
that saying is, stupid is as stupid
yeah,
does. Yeah. No, I
yeah.
get it. I get it. I get it.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Is
You
there
can't
any
make,
end? Is there any end to this ever?
you know what, Kevin? They got to bring in someone, not Woody. Woody's got to bring in a football operations guy, like someone who lives and breathes football, and then let him hire the GM and the coach, and then Woody, you give them the keys and you go away for 7 months. Like you don't worry about let your guys run this team. I don't know who those three guys are. I don't know who the triumvirate is, who you bring in here. You know?
56 years I've been watching this shit.
You know what, Kevin?
I'll be 61 in January. My father brought me to my first Jet game when I was 5 years old. 56 years I've been watching this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kevin, here's another thing I'm going to say. You sat through, just like I did, and we'll work our way backwards. You sat through the Gase era. You sat through the Coslet era. You sat through
The
the
Walton era.
uh who was it? Who am I thinking of? Not Coslet, the coat tight era. Like you sat through those eras that were really pathetically bad football, bad football. But you're more of the historian than I am. Do you ever remember a Jet team coached by anyone going 5 possessions, 16 plays, 26 yards? Have you ever recalled a Jet team doing that? 5 possessions,
No,
16 plays, 26 yards.
no.
Never me neither. Not under the coat tight era, not under the Gase era, not under the. I don't even think they did that during the 1 year Lou Holtz was here. I
I
don't
mean,
remember that.
those last two drives were like defenses of some of the darkest times of this team in history.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You always knew there were times you always knew they were the other team, and no matter whether you had the lead or not, the other team was going to come down the damn field because you couldn't make a stop.
That is true. That is true. And Kevin, I gotta give credit. This was Rich Samini. He posted this. Listen to this, and you probably know this already. Yesterday was the first time in Jet history that they lost a game in which they scored 25 plus points. Now,
Mhm.
what he doesn't say is that yesterday was the first time all year they scored more than 25 points. Here's the second part of that. It was also the first time a team has lost a game where they have given up less than 15 penalty yards and committed zero
Can't
turnovers.
make it up. You can't make it up.
Yeah.
You're setting record after record, right?
Yeah. It's happened 5 times since 2000, and now the sixth time by us.
And where the hell was this team in the first half? Where was it?
Don't know, Kev. Don't
Half
know
of
why this.
3/4 of them sitting on the bench looked like they didn't even want to be there
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
first half,
Yeah.
like they were somewhere else.
Yeah. Do you know that Anthony Richardson had almost as many passing yards as we had yards for the game yesterday? We made him look like Brady. I'm sorry. When he has
Yeah.
241 passing yards as a rookie, or whatever, second year, whatever year he's in, and Aaron Rodgers, the GOAT, has 162, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And you know what? If I'm Jeff Ulbrich, unless he's already been whispered in his ear that he's coming back and Rodgers is coming back and Devontae Adams is coming back, I have to say to myself, you know what? Fuck it. If I'm going out on my terms. Rodgers, your ass is benched. Tyrod Taylor, take over and see what you can do. What's his name? Travis Jordan, the third string. Put him in, see what you got. Because you know what, Albert? When you get fired because we ran the table the opposite way and lost the last 10 games, where you getting a fucking job? So if you're gonna go down with this ship, go down with your men. Make fucking wholesale changes at this point. And I'm supposed to kiss Kinlaw's ass because he strip sacked someone yesterday?
I mean, the quarterback didn't play too bad for only playing a half. He was
Come on.
22. He was 22 at 29.
Yeah. The ball for 25 minutes. Again, 25 minutes. I don't get it. I know what you're saying. I just didn't.
I know. He can't move. He's a mummy back there.
Yeah. 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 And he wants to come back next year? Hopefully not to us. Hopefully not to us.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Kevin, there's about 12 guys on this.
I can't even imagine being there yesterday, laying out the money
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
tickets and for the parking and everything, thinking your
Yeah.
fucking team still had a chance. And what did they do? They kicked you right in the balls, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, Kevin? The one thing I agree with Rodgers on, when before they kicked that last field goal to go up 27-22, I think it was 4th and 3, maybe 4th and 2. I don't know what, but it wasn't like 4th and 10. Rodgers is right. Winning teams go for that. Winning teams go for that. And if you don't
I
get it,
think I typed to you they should have went for it.
yeah. Winning, I agree with Rodgers on that. Winning goes for that. Winning teams go for that.
You want to
Losing
win?
teams,
Let's win.
yeah. And if you don't get it, then you say to yourself, all right, they're down here at our 20, and
Mhm,
our defense
mhm.
will hold them. At least
Right,
try to hold them. And
right.
not only that, but then you use the timeout, Albrecht. You should have had 2 plays run. If this works, we go to this. If it doesn't work, we go to this. You stop the clock to help them out.
Well, and they used the last time out trying to draw them off sides.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's what I'm saying. They should have never even went to that. That play should have
Just
been
go
already
for
in the
it.
book. So they didn't have to use that timeout.
Right.
And usually good teams or any team has 2 or 3 plays in their pocket. If this happens, we do this. If this happens, we do this. If it's 4th and 3, this is the play. If it's 4th and 1, this is the play. And let me tell you, the most asinine play is when it was our fourth possession and we went for it on 4th and 1 and you don't run Braylon Allen. You let Conklin slap
Conklin.
the ball.
Conklin.
Nothing against Conklin, but then you have to hear
But that's not it, what he does.
yeah, then you have to hear Jason McCourty say it when the Colts do it and give it to their running back. Oh, at least they didn't try it with their time. Like, how am I as a Jets fan supposed to sit there and watch announcers humiliate us? Then you switch over to another game and they're humiliating us. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're a laughing stock. If somebody hire somebody to run the show and let them give them the keys and you go away for 6 months. You just paid the bill, sign the check. Now, I don't know who that is. I don't know who a great football operation is. It Louis Riddick? I don't know. I don't know who's out there, you know?
You need somebody that knows what they're doing. You need
Well,
somebody that I mean, we talking GM, head coach. What are we talking here?
you're
You
talking
need
everything,
somebody
Kevin.
that's going to hold these damn guys accountable. And then
And let me tell you,
the thing, sauce on that play.
yeah.
Who are you pointing at? What do you watch the guy run by it? What are you talking about? I've watched it a
Kevin?
million times. You watch
Yeah.
the guy right by you.
Yeah. But Kevin, why is Clemens playing 60, 65, 70% of the snaps and Riddick is not? Why is Kinlaw playing 60% of the snaps? Like, I don't get this. I don't. And you want to know something? Even more than Quinton Williams' name yesterday, I heard Hector's name, Leonard's name. You know, I heard all the young, these young kids getting it because they're hungry. They want to show what they can do. Enough already. Now, somebody told me, oh, they're missing C.J. Mosley. Do you feel C.J. Mosley's going to make a difference? He's slower than slow. Is he really going to make a difference when he comes back against, I think we're playing Seattle out of the break. Is he really going to make a difference?
No. What difference does any of it make at this point?
You know what, Kevin? The Jets have to spread out where they're drafting from. I feel like they draft from the same six colleges. Like, open up your search and draft. Like, bring in some powerhouse kids in here. And I'm so glad somebody agreed with me the other day that Sauce needs to put on some weight because until he does, he's gonna get run over by everyone who wears a helmet.
Listen, this last play with him's freaking me out there. That huge play down the sideline.
Mm.
You can't even bump the guy and get him off his route. You can't. You've watched him run by you. That was the biggest play in the game for them.
Well, they're buddies, right? That was his buddy from Cincinnati, from the Cincinnati days. I know, I know. Kevin, I never thought I would say this. And just for this year, because this team, before they fired Saleh, was one game behind Buffalo. And since that firing, they're 6 games behind Buffalo. And they've
Yep.
won one game out of those
Yep.
5 games, whatever it is. And you know what? I can't even give Albright any credit because the worst thing he did was when he came to head coach, he didn't promote someone to take over the defensive. He really thought he could do both. And even to this day, he still thinks he could do
And
both.
don't get me wrong, we all wanted Salah fired. Okay,
I know, but Kevin,
it was the timing. The
I know, but
timing
Kevin,
sucked. You,
did you?
you, I mean,
The Saints fired their coach. They won the last two
didn't work.
games.
It didn't work. The team quit.
The Saints fired their coach. They won the last 2 games. The Raiders last year fired their coach, brought in
Yeah,
Antonio Pierce.
it's no, it's here. It's here. It's it's this. It's that cloud.
No, we killed Jimmy Johnson. Not Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones for being too involved or talking crap about his players. But he doesn't take shit like you suck. He calls you on it. You know what, Woody? If you want to be in the media, start calling out these bullshit players we got. Start saying, why is Michael Clemens playing 70%? And listen, Will McDonald, just like we thought, he faded. He faded. He hasn't had a sack in 4 or 5 games now. Where's he been, Mr. Big Shot?
Now this pissed me off yesterday. This one really pissed me off yesterday. You didn't show up. You didn't even show up in the first half. Had you shown up at all in the first half, you would have won the game.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. But the fact, Kevin, is that you came back. You scored 17 points to take the lead,
Mhm.
17 unanswered in your home field, and you made them
Win
come
the
back on
game.
you in the
Win
final two possessions in the
win
fourth quarter?
with a QB who took himself out of the game a few weeks ago.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You
And
can't make it up.
But I
Yeah.
bet you that quarterback learned his lesson, Richardson. He'll never take himself out of the game again.
Yeah, you can't make it up.
Yeah, yeah. Now tell me something. Tell me something. Know the answer, but I want you to say it so that all listeners know. The Chargers have the same quarterback for 4 years. They had a shitty coach. Now they got Harbaugh. Where are they now? I believe they're 6-3,
Yes, they are.
7-3.
Yep.
Coaching is
Coach
everything
is
in this
everything.
league.
Yes, I was just going to
This
say
is the
that.
one sport that coaching is everything. Everything. And not only head coaching, but who that head coach hires as his defensive coordinator and his offensive coordinator.
Oh, we got one of the worst staffs in the league. I mean, they're nice guys and all, but they're one of the worst staffs in the league.
Any other team, this O-line coach would have been gone already. And you know, and in saying that, Kevin, to his credit, the O-line's been okay the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The O-line's been pretty decent the last 2 weeks. They might have finally
Listen,
found the
it's
five.
it's always something. That's what tells you you're a bad team. It's one thing this week. It's another thing this week. It's another thing that week. That's the mark of a bad team.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sorry, Kevin.
You can
I'm
never
sorry.
put all three phases together.
Yep. But Kevin, I listen, I don't know if a lot of teams do this. I know this is the 49ers way of doing it, and that's where Salah came from and whatever, but this playing 6 or 7 different linemen. I'm sorry. If my best three are Quentin Williams and name whoever the other two are,
Oh, you mean the rotation that they
yeah,
use? Yeah, I know.
yeah. Play them, play them, play them.
Well, first of all, who are you rotating? Where's everybody? That was
Like I
great
said,
that was great last year when you had JFM and Al
yeah,
Woods and all those guys.
yeah, yeah.
You don't have that anymore.
No,
Jermaine
yeah,
Johnson, all those guys.
yeah.
You don't have that.
And you know what, Kevin? Whatever coach takes over next year or whatever GM takes over next year, there's got to be a mandate that, you know what, you go personally to source and say, you got to put on about 20 pounds. I don't care, muscle, whatever. Put on 20 pounds, get your ass up to about 200, 205, or you're not playing. You will not start for me. Here's the deal. Everyone on this team, from my 53rd player to my best player, if you make a dumb penalty, I will sit your ass down. And yesterday was the first time they didn't even have, and they finished the game with 3 penalties. It was the best game they played without penalties, and yet they still lost the frigging game.
You know what I noticed? You tell me if you notice the same thing. Does Rogers look like a nervous wreck back there?
Yeah, because he's never been hit so many times. And he's probably hurting Kevin. There's something more. There's something wrong with
Yes,
him more
yes.
than he's letting
Can't
on.
move.
And we'll
He
never
can't
know. And
move.
we'll never know.
I mean,
We'll never
remember the
know.
New England game? The first New England game, the way he was running
Yeah,
around, and everybody
yeah,
was like, "Oh my God,
yeah.
he's back."
Kevin, we were 4 for 13 on third down conversions. They not that they were any better. They were 6 for 15. But we had 10 first downs. 10 first downs. 60 minutes of football, we had 10 first downs.
Listen,
What's that? A first down every 6 minutes?
I don't think we got a first down till the end of the first half.
We didn't get a first down, if I remember it. I thought I wrote this down. You see, here's my napkin while I was driving in the car, making notes while I was
Yeah,
watching the damn game on my phone
it was like
driving.
the end of the first half.
Yeah, I think we got our first down with like 3.5 minutes left to go.
Yes.
Maybe even, yeah. Oh, yeah, disgusting. Disgusting. And you know what, Kevin? This is a game that if we didn't make, I think we had 2 or 3 penalties. If we would have done that 4 or 5 weeks ago, we some other games, but this game, again, quarterback. And you know what? You know what kills me? In the first couple of drives, Quentin Williams made some nice stops, and I heard the report, the announcer say he's shadowing, he's shadowing. So what do they do? Go into the second half and say, "All right, Quincy, you don't have to Quentin, you don't have to shadow him, Quincy, you don't have to shadow him anymore." We did what we said we would do. That's it. We're done. We don't shadow him anymore. Because then he ran all over them again. And let me tell you, DJ Reed, I love him, but he's done with us. Like he wants out.
Yeah.
These last two games, he's a man who's saying, I do not want to get hurt because I
Yep,
got a
they're packing it
coming,
in. Yep,
and I'm not getting hurt for this shit.
yep. The tent is folded.
Yeah. And I said to you, Kevin, this team might run the table the wrong way. And right now it's looking like that because now it's been two losses since the Houston win. Right? Yeah.
What happens over the bye? Anything interesting? Anybody
Well,
get fired?
wait, no, I don't think so unless Woody just goes in and says, gone, gone, I'm done, gone. Here's what I think should happen is within the next 2 weeks, Albright should hire, not hire, but promote somebody to be his defensive coordinator. Okay? The other
Smart.
thing is when they come back to practice in 7 days, if Rodgers doesn't look like himself, then I got to say to him, Aaron, nothing against you. I don't know where your head's at next year. I'm fighting for my football life as a coach. I'm going with someone else. I don't care if everyone hates me. I'm going with someone else. Can this team be this bad if Tyrod Taylor was quarterbacking, who could run a little, who could escape some things?
Mm,
Come on, Kevin. You can't tell me this team wouldn't
yeah,
be a little bit better.
another game or two, maybe. Yeah.
Kevin, I could guarantee you on that at that 4th and 1, if Tyrod Taylor was playing, there's more options of him running it than Rodgers, so we don't
Yeah.
have to do Conklin. I can tell you if he was playing yesterday on that 4th and 2 that we try to get them to jump off sides, there's probably a better chance that they're going to do some type of wildcat sneak because he could run than there is with Rodgers. The problem is that if you bring Tyrod to even for one play, everyone and their mothers know that that's what they're doing. So
Hmm.
you can't even do that. And let me tell you, Tyrod Taylor's got to be saying to himself, I got to get the hell out of here too because I'm sitting here wasting.
Hmm. Do you know Rodgers had more rushing yards than Allen? Can you believe
Yesterday,
that? Can you
yesterday,
believe? Can you believe that
yeah,
a guy that can't move has more rushing yards than your running back than a powerhouse running back?
Evan.
What?
Marco, yeah. You know what I love, Kevin? This is 3 weeks in a row. Now, I don't know if you saw it yesterday, if you were paying that close attention, but they kicked the ball off. They kicked the ball. The Colts. Gibson caught it, and he ran up the middle. And when the play was over, I don't know what play it was, but he turned to him and said, "This way, this way." Like told him the whole gap is here. Why do the Jets feel obligated? It's not like Gibson won them a Super Bowl and you feel loyal to this kid. He's a hero. Why is he returning punts? He can't do it. He can't do it.
Has trouble holding on to it too.
Yeah, but he doesn't see the field. He's just straight
Oh,
up the
yeah,
middle.
right into the pile.
This was the third game I noticed somebody on special teams telling him outside, outside. Like, what does it take?
Right into the pile.
And I don't want to see him as a wide receiver. Can we see how Herb Charles is? Can we see more of Corley? I know he made that dumb bonehead play, but come on, you drafted this kid in the 3rd round. He was the 65th overall pick. You all acted like you got a steal. Oh, he should have been in the 1st round. We stole it. Look at us, the big bad Jets. And he doesn't even fucking play. And I'll say this over
Incredible.
and over and over and over and over. Jeremy Ruckett might be a nice kid. Long Island, grew up a Jets fan. He is not a
What
tight end in this
the hell
league.
was that? What was
Yeah.
that?
It was like he shit his pants. It's like he couldn't realize oh my God, what put on his pants. I see more of Kenny Yeboah, seriously.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, congrats to your boy for catching a
Yeah, and
touchdown
I see
yesterday.
more of Kenny because every time he catches the ball, which is only once in a while, he catches the ball. He catches the ball. And if you notice, Kevin, go back, I think it was 5 years ago when he made a Hail Mary catch, right? Against
Mhm,
the,
mhm.
the Eagles. I know it's preseason. He was this thin. Can you see my pinky? He was this
Mhm.
thin, and now he's meaty. He's buff. I know he's been hurt, but he came back meatier and buff. He looks like a tight end now. Can I see more of him? Can we see if he's a real good tight end?
We got 6 more weeks of this. The season's over, and we got 6 more weeks still.
I know, I know,
Holy shit!
I know. And Kevin, I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face because now I'm starting to notice on X other Jet fans slowly starting to say what I've been saying for the last 4 years and got ridiculed. And I'm listen, I don't know. I'm just saying, if you kept Sam Darnold 4 years ago and traded that pick for fucking a boatload of talent, you might have been
Who
something.
knows?
And I blame Joe Douglas. I blame,
Mhm.
we had guys on this show. Yeah, no, no. They all like to pick their own guy. Well, you picked your own guy and you fucked us for 3. Not only we fucked the last 4 years, we're going to be fucked 3 more years in the future because whoever you bring in now's got to learn. And who's he learning under? And Rodgers is going to be gone.
No, what did he say? He wants to come back if there's stability.
What does that mean, Rodgers? We did everything you asked too. Last year, you wanted
Does
Cobb,
that
you
mean
wanted this, you got
mean
Devontae Adams. Like, what else do you need?
does that mean the staff that's there now stays?
It's got to be Kevin, and that's the scary part. That's the scary part. I don't want Rodgers back. I don't, Kevin. He could listen, Kevin. You know what? Jet fans tell me underneath I'm crazy, I'm an asshole, whatever. I'd rather them get rid of Rodgers, let him go somewhere else. He could win a Super Bowl somewhere else. I need to have a team that's not good for 1 year, but is good for 6, 7 years. Like I don't know, 49er fans this morning are screaming, "Oh, Shanahan's got to go." You want to know something? You fire Shanahan, I will gladly take him. I would gladly take him. I would
Mhm,
gladly take him.
mhm,
He's
mhm.
winning games with Mr. Irrelevant as a QB.
Right.
Meanwhile, we have the GOAT and we had the second pick in the overall draft. And who would have thought in the last 4 years he would be a better quarterback win-wise than fucking Aaron Rodgers? We were wrong with Salah. Maybe he was a better coach than we thought because this team looks like fucking shit. I don't even know. Shit might be too kind. There's got to be like a worse word than shit.
I don't
Because
know.
it's the dirt. It's 60 pounds of shit, and it's the New York fucking Jets. That's what it is.
And it's been forever. You've had flashes. You had a couple years with Rex. You had a couple years. You had 98 with Parcells. But what else, really?
Evan,
What else?
we haven't been in the
The
thick of it.
AFC champion, the
Yeah,
AFC champion back there in the '80s. Okay, with Richard Todd and the AJ Dewey Bowl in the mud
yeah,
and Don
yeah,
Shula.
yeah,
But what
yeah.
else is there?
Evan, we haven't had
And don't give me Super Bowl III. Jesus Christ!
Super Bowl 3. Half the Jet fans weren't alive for that
Right,
game.
right. Come on.
And even the ones that might have been like your age, I know how much you remember at 5 years old. I always say I've been rooting for the Jets since I'm 6. I really didn't grasp the game till I was about 13. You know what I'm saying? So even if you do remember the Super Bowl at 5, you don't actually remember it. You know, of course, every Jet fan tells you they remember because it's been on highlight films every fucking month. So you can watch it a million times now and say, "Oh, yeah, I remember that play. I was 6 years old. Me and my Uncle Joey were watching." No, you don't. No, you don't. You got to be at least 13 years old in '69 to really remember that Super Bowl.
Mhm,
Anyway, I don't even
mhm.
want to talk about that team. We haven't had a meaningful December since Todd Bowles' last year in
Yes,
2015 when Fitzmagic, who acts like he sits on that
shit the
fucking prime.
bed. And there it was again. There it was again. Another example. A
Yeah,
chance to take
yeah,
a step
yeah,
forward.
yeah. And
Okay.
And he sits on that panel and he rips our team whenever he can. Meanwhile, he was part of the reason that they missed the playoffs that year because he sucked ass.
Nice interception on the slant in the end zone.
Really. He acts like he's the greatest quarterback. He's never won anything, and he's been with 14 different teams.
I still see that play. He's throwing
I
at the
don't.
deck. He was throwing at the decker. Got it
Yeah,
intercepted.
yeah. Yeah. I just don't know anymore, Kevin. I just don't know. I don't know if Woody should put in a mandate, and say, listen, I want to get us a stadium. I got to get out of MetLife. I want to get us new uniforms, new colored scheme, get rid of the green, the white, the black, whatever. I want to get a new name. I'm changing our name. I don't know. I don't know what's going to help the team. Like I was kidding around with you last week, but it's true. This team needs an exorcism. They need to bring Father Vito in from Brooklyn and bless them.
You need somebody that knows what they're doing. Every time you get close to getting somebody that knows every time you get somebody that knows what they're doing, you get close. Parcells, Rex, you got close. The rest of the time, these guys got their head in their ass.
Let me ask you something. Would you bring in a Bill Parcells, not to coach, but to run football operations? Would you bring, because that's what they need. They need somebody to run this shit.
Right, that
You know?
knows what they're doing.
Do you bring in a Pete Carroll who's got 70 years of experience, whatever, and say, you run it, you pick the coaches, you pick the GM, you interview them, and here's the keys. And I will just sign the checks for who you want to bring in.
Got to be somebody that knows what they're doing. Has to be. It has to be. No first-time head coach coordinators anymore. You need somebody that commands respect.
You watch the X's and O guys. You watch Brian Baldinger. Maybe he might be interested. As a GM or as I don't know. I don't know what his level of Louis Riddick. You hear him talk, you sit there in amazement what this guy knows, his knowledge of the game. I don't know what this team needs to do anymore.
I mean,
Kevin.
I was hoping Albrecht was going to be the next Dan Campbell, but he's not. First of all, he's not anywhere near as angry. So that's right there.
Kevin, you see, you brought up Dan Campbell, and I'm glad you did. This
Yes.
was the second game this year the Detroit Lions scored over 50 points.
Pour it on, baby.
Hold on. The second game this year, the Lions scored over 50 points. Listen to me, people. This was the first game this year the Jets scored more than 25. Even my dog is pissed off. He's yelling. Oh. I don't know where to go anymore, Kev. I really don't. And you said it. You say it all the time. You see this video you're recording? We could just run it next week. Just change the name. Seattle. It's going to be the same stupidity again and again.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Gino's going to laugh as he...
Let me tell you something, Kevin. I don't know what Mike Williams did yesterday, but the Steelers are 8-2, and he's 2-0 since he's been there. Yep. He's already got 2 wins. We have 3.
Yep.
I don't know what his numbers were yesterday. I was out most of the day. I got home about 2:45 to 3 yesterday.
No.
Yeah. And Kevin, once again, I was so fed up.
I was too busy staring at my fucking team in the first half like a zombie.
Yeah. And Kevin, this is the second week in a row that this Jet game ended, and I changed the channels. You know what I'm sorry, I watched Elf. That's what I did. I couldn't even watch the second game. And I wish I did because I would love to see Buffalo beat the crap out of the Chiefs.
Listen, I watched that game. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Listen. They make you hate football. I hate football. They make you hate it. This team makes you hate football.
Yeah. And yet, is it right that I'm saying that next Sunday I can't wait?
Turn on cooking shows or something.
Yeah. Like I said, I was so
Yeah.
I was so aggravated that I shut the Buffalo game off. I wish I did, but I just couldn't anymore because I'm tired of seeing good teams play smart football. And then I got to, and you know what I'm more mad about, Kevin? That I waste 3.5 hours every Sunday. Okay? I make sure I get up early every Sunday, do all my errands so I'm home by 12:30, 12:45 to watch that. Doing it. Why am I doing it? And you know what kills me, Kevin? We're such a loyal fan base. We're such a loyal fan base. Like, what did
No,
we
oh,
do to
and we get
deserve
nothing
this
but
team?
abused, and we get nothing but abused
Yeah. What
by
did
the
we do?
yes.
This team right now, if the league ended today, is picking seventh in the draft. Seventh.
And don't get me wrong, there was it's not all horrendous. I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw some horrendous shit at the stadium over the years, but I also saw the shootout in overtime between Wesley Walker and Ken
Yeah.
O'Brien and Dan
Yeah.
Marino and Mark Duper.
Yeah.
Got to see that. I got to see, you know, all kinds of shit. The playoff game against Coughlin and the
Yeah.
Jaguars.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what, Kevin? We didn't realize. And I'm sorry, maybe because I grew up a fan of his, he was my first quarterback I really watch. I see some of the shit now, and I start to realize how good Richard Todd was.
Todd is God. That was the
Yeah, they
saying.
just weren't that good of a defense. Like the sack exchange was awesome. The linebackers were okay. The DB sucked.
Let me tell you who else was a
Let me
badass
tell
player.
you know what
Ken O'Brien was good.
yeah, yeah, like we don't even realize.
Yes.
And I always go, and you know what, Kevin? Here's the difference with those Walt Michaels teams where this team gives up. Do you remember the playoff game at Shea against Buffalo? We were down 24-0 at the half. And then it was 31-27. And if Todd would have just threw that ball to Jerome Barker and hit off his knees, and he would have caught it, that's the greatest comeback in Jet history. And who knows what happens from there on. But at least that team didn't quit. I don't remember, Kevin, you're more of a historian than I am. I don't remember too many Walt Michaels teams quitting.
No, no,
You know?
no. Michaels was a good coach. Hey, he almost killed Don Shula that day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
First five possessions, 16 plays, 26 yards.
Great stat, right?
11 games, three turnovers. That's all we have is three turnovers in 11 games.
Can you imagine? And
Yeah.
whoa, 85 Bears. Remember the 85 Bears
Yeah.
comment?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Three turnovers in 11 games. Maybe it's four, but it's still disgraceful. Well, I would love to go back now and watch all the Detroit Lions games. I bet you they average a turnover a game.
And man, when other teams fumble a snap or something, man, we never can get the ball.
Never. No, it's like they don't know where the ball is. It's like they don't know where the ball is. They don't know it's out. And you never hear someone scream, because they don't even know.
I don't know. I
No,
mean, I don't know. You don't even know what to say. It's the same shit every week.
no, Kevin, we sit here week after week. You know what I find funny? Good teams find ways to win. The Jets find creative ways to
Yes.
lose.
Yes.
You made a kid, and he might turn out to be a stud, who was benched 2 weeks ago because he was tired, put 29 points in your building.
Mhm.
And now that you had him with two something left, and you couldn't stop him. You couldn't stop a rookie quarterback.
You let him lead a game-winning drive,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and your all-pro corner doesn't even let him run right by him. Didn't
yeah.
even get a hand on him.
No,
Didn't
no.
even bump him off his route. Didn't do nothing.
And Richardson had 2 rushing touchdowns yesterday. He blew Reed off his feet like Reed was 3 pounds.
Mhm.
Because Reed doesn't want to get hurt. He's got a contract coming from someone, and he's not going to get hurt now. Because if he blows an Achilles now, he's done for all of next year. So he's not going to want to
Well,
get
any
hurt.
of these guys, any of these guys. Watch everybody. Listen,
I'm telling you, Kevin,
I
there's
can't.
about and between special teams, defense, and offense, there's maybe 12 players I want to keep. Maybe. Everyone else could scratch. Everyone else could scratch.
Keep Wilson, keep Hall,
The
keep
thing
the
is, Kevin, let me ask you something. Is Wilson and Hall gonna want to re-sign with this team when
keep
they
the
know there's a
Williams
chance they could
brothers
go
and
somewhere else and
everybody.
win?
Keep Jermaine Johnson and everybody else who can go.
I keep Jermaine Johnson, like you said,
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams, Quincy
Yep.
Williams, and
Yep.
Michael Carter on the defense.
Okay. Keep Carter. Yeah.
Everyone else on offense, I think I keep Wilson. I keep Yaboa because I like him, so I know it's unfair
Mhm.
for me to say. If you
Yeah.
don't bring back Conklin, I'm okay with that. Jeremy Ruckett, I'm sorry, not a starter in this league. Gibson, not a starter in this league. You know
Hmm. Hmm.
this kicker, Kevin. Right now, he's my kicker. Not only for this year,
Yeah.
going in. They hit a 58-yarder yesterday.
Yep. Yep.
At least they got it right, Kevin. They signed him for the remainder of the season, I believe.
Oh, you signed him to the 53-man roster?
Yeah. Yeah, they
Amazing.
got it right today.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I love how the rumors are flying that Joe Douglas is already looking for houses in Baltimore because he's planning on
Yeah, I
joining
heard
that
that.
staff. So let me ask you, that's not tampering? That's not tampering?
You would think.
Can they already hire our GM or have talks with him? I know you can't do it
Eh,
with the players, but
bring back Mr. T.
yeah, yeah, Mr. T, my ass. Yeah.
Bring back Mr. T.
Anyway, Kevin, I really don't know what else to say. We could rant all night. This is the same dumb fucking team,
Yep.
and I don't know. And I don't know. Are we the knuckleheads for rooting for them year after year?
Yeah,
I don't
of
know.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, everyone couldn't wait for him to get out of here. And yeah, maybe, and like Gannon. Gannon wasn't great until he got to the Raiders and Gruden took over.
Mhm.
This is what I feel about Donald. Even when he's not 100%, he does enough to win, and this defense plays fucking like a great defense is supposed to play.
What a
We won
mess.
a game yesterday. They're 8-2. They're 8-2.
What a mess.
And let me tell you, if it wasn't that Detroit was in their division, they might win that division.
Hmm. Hmm. It's a mess, as usual.
And you know what, Kevin? We're Jet fans, right? You think
Oh,
about all the quarterbacks
don't I know it?
we've had. Go look at Green Bay. It's been Favre to Rodgers to Love. I'll repeat that. Favre to
Three.
Rodgers to Love.
Yep. Three.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about all the coaches we had. You look at the Steelers, it's been what? Knox to Howard to Tomlin.
Think about the quarterbacks we've had. Think about all the quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The Glenn Foley's, the holy crap.
That's what I said, Kevin.
The Christian Hackenbergs,
You think about the last 30
the Bryce
years of
Petties.
yeah. You think about the last 30 years of football, all right? Even the last 34 years. And I said the Packers, it's Favre, Rodgers, Love. You think about all the coaches we had, and you look at the Steelers, and it's Knox, or no, Chuck Noll, right? Noll,
Mhm.
Tomlin, not Noll, Knox. I'm confused. Noll, Power, Tomlinson.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
35 years. That's been their coaches.
Yep.
Meanwhile, since 2010, we're on our fourth coach.
Jesus. Bowles, Coslett,
Coach.
Edwards,
Yeah.
Walton,
But
Michaels.
just from 2010,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you could
Ryan,
just go through the list.
yeah, Ryan,
Don't forget Al Groh.
yeah, outgrow 1 year, and he finished with a winning record, 9-6, right? 9-7,
Yeah, right.
and he couldn't wait. He left so quick. He went back to
Yeah,
Virginia. That was his alma
yeah.
mater. He couldn't
Yeah.
wait.
Yep.
He couldn't wait. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Hey, and you know what I find funny? Like, and this is Leon Hess's fault, but you know what? God rest his soul. He couldn't wait to get Pete Carroll out here. And Pete Carroll went to Seattle and took him to 2 Super Bowls, and that team was good every year. You know? Meanwhile, whether I'm getting the numbers wrong or whatever, we're going to be either 14 or 15 years after this season without the playoffs.
It was when Hess died and Johnson bought the team that Parcells and Belichick ran.
Yeah. Yeah, so they must have talked to this guy and realized, oh, this guy, Yeah,
That's when they ran.
yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
Because
Anyway, Kevin, the
what you
one
want
thing we,
about say what you want about Hess, they respected him.
yeah, true, true. No, I agree. I agree. And everyone said he was a good owner. All he wanted to do was
Mhm.
win.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I get it.
You used to see in the films and shit they'd show the NFL Parcells Hess would show up at practice or something. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Hess? All kinds of respect and everything. I don't know.
Here's the perfect quote from Steve Gelbs, who does the Jet post game. It's just a losing football team. It's a team
Yeah,
that finds ways to lose rather than find ways to win.
yeah,
And with that, I'm done. He says it all. And with
yep,
that, I'm done for tonight, Kev. It's always a pleasure.
yep. What else
Yep.
you gonna say? And it's been that way for the last 15 years.
Yep. The only saving grace is that we get a bye next week and we don't have to sit through this shit.
Yeah. With that, I'm done.
Yeah. All right, brother. That's it on my end.
We'll talk to you guys in a week or two. We'll see.
Yeah.
Enjoy the bye
Yeah, we'll
week.
see.
We'll
Yeah.
talk to you later. Jet
All
up.
right.
Have a good one.